Hey everybody, welcome back to another top 10 video. For this top 10 video, I'm going to be ranking my top 10 favorite Jermaine Jackson songs. Now, before I begin this top 10, I just want to let you know that I recently started listening to Jermaine's music more often, being that I got the greatest hits CD for my birthday, and I only knew like 2 or 3 Jermaine songs before I got to listen to some other songs. So now I know more in depth of some Jermaine, more in depth of the Jermaine songs. Also, I'm not trying to say that Jermaine wasn't foreshadowed by Michael. We know Michael was the most popular one, but Jermaine, to me, is my third favorite Jackson, besides Janet being number 2. But they all are equal, so just wanted to put that out there. To begin the top 10, at number 10, we have the song Dynamite from the Jermaine Jackson album. To my knowledge, I'm not exactly sure when this album was released. I believe it was either Jermaine's second or third solo album, but the music video for Dynamite almost reminds me of Thriller, kind of. And we know that this was one of Jermaine's popular songs, even though it wasn't really like giving recognition for the song. It's still really good. I put it at number 10 because to me, I feel like it's not really my cup of tea for this song, but it still defines Jermaine's voice and style that he was looking for. At number 9, we have Do What You Do from Jermaine Jackson album as well. And Jermaine Jackson album, that's actually the title, by the way. It's not that I'm just saying Jermaine Jackson, it's just Jermaine Jackson album title. So for the song Do What You Do, it was released around 1982, I believe, as well. The same with Dynamite. Do What You Do is one of Jermaine's popular ones as well. That's why it was, of course, on the greatest hit CD that I have, which is probably, if I didn't listen to the song, I wouldn't have known that it was on that CD as well. But this song is one of Jermaine's slowest songs that we can pinpoint on, and it's also a song that my parents heard of as well, because they don't really hear Jermaine stuff that much, but they know a couple of Jermaine stuff. And like I said, I knew a little bit of Jermaine stuff, but now I'm getting to learn more about Jermaine's songs that he did. Now at number 8, we have Let Me Tickle Your Fancy. Let Me Tickle Your Fancy. To me, it sounds like he's saying fantasy, but it's actually fancy. Now, this is a little confusing for me because he has an album called Let Me Tickle Your Fancy. That's what the album is actually called as the title. The song Let Me Tickle Your Fancy is the 9th studio album released in 1982. So I'm not sure how many albums Jermaine had in his solo career, but we do know he had a lot of songs throughout the 80s when he was by himself, from Motown to being a solo artist and then going back on tour with the brothers later on, for the Victory Tour. There's a video on YouTube of Jermaine performing this song on a talk show with Latoya and Rebe Jackson, the sisters, doing the background vocals of the song. At number 7, we have Do You Remember Me from Precious Moments album. Now this song, I feel like it's a disco type of song for Jermaine, and I really like how it has so much rhythm to it, and the lyrics going, "Do you remember me? Do you remember me?" It almost reminds me of a disco song, but the genre for it is R&B soul, so I see why the soul part comes into play for this song. If Michael would have done this song, it would have kind of been cool, because it'd be like, "Do you remember me?" Almost like "Remember the Time." "Do you remember me the time?" At number 6, we have Daddy's Home, which is Jermaine's very first solo song from his very first solo album, Jermaine. Now, before you ask me how come this is not a Jackson 5 song, well, I know they sang this song on Japan Live album, but it still features the background vocals of the brothers. So even though it's Jermaine's song, they are in the background still. But I feel this song is a classical song. It's a classic because it's his first solo song. And you guys can't, forget this song, because this was Jermaine's first solo song before he left Motown a few years later, and then helped him define his style doing the other albums later on his own before he went back with the brothers. At number 5, we have Let's Get Serious. You can't forget to put this song in the top 10, which I knew about this song for a while, which is one of the most known Jermaine songs that I heard before I heard the other songs besides Daddy's Home and, the other ones I mentioned before. But Let's Get Serious, it's one of Jermaine's definitive solo songs, as he performed this on the Victory Tour as well. And this song is from the Let's Get Serious album, which he also has titled Let's Get Serious title album, basically. It was released in 1980, this song. So it wasn't 1984, it's 1980, because then he performed it, like I said, on the Victory Tour. At number 4, we have Don't Take It Personal from Don't Take It Personal album. Again, he has the self-titled Don't Take It Personal album. That's why it's called for that album. Now, for this song, again, it's another slow song, but I feel like this slow song, it has more EDM beat to it compared to Do What You Do. This is one of Jermaine's more slow songs to hear that should have some recognition, since not that nobody likes to hear slow songs, but you have the fast song and the slow song styles, but Jermaine was kind of well known for slow songs and soulful songs. At number 3, we have I Think It's Love from the Precious Moments album. So this song is another soulful type of genre / disco, I feel like it is. Of course, it's not really like the disco style left the 70s, but in the 80s we kind of still have the disco a little bit, but it's more like a pop feel for this song besides disco. But this is like one of Jermaine's underrated songs. And at number 2, we got Tell Me I'm Not Dreaming, Too Good to Be True, of course with Michael, from Jermaine's title album, Jermaine Jackson. We can't forget about this song because obviously Michael co-wrote it with him, and a lot of people thought this was a Michael song. Well, it's Jermaine's song, it's not Michael's song. Well, it is still a nice duet. Like I said, you can't resist listening to this duet because it self-styles both brothers' styles, and you hear both of their voices on them, and the way they blend in together is very amusing. Now for my number one favorite Jermaine Jackson song, it is Take Good Care of My Heart by Jermaine and Whitney Houston from Jermaine Jackson album, same album where Tell Me I'm Not Dreaming is on. So this song, when I first heard this, I was blown away, since this was on the greatest hits of Jermaine Jackson CD as well, with all the rest of these songs that I'm mentioning for this top 10 video. But this song with Whitney Houston, they did a good job to put Whitney Houston on this song, because I feel like Whitney Houston helped Jermaine's career a little bit, especially with Whitney giving her style on the song. Because if Michael did a song with Whitney, it probably would have sounded almost like this, kind of. And I'm not comparing Michael and Jermaine, because like I said, Jermaine did a great job with this song, and Whitney's take on it, it feels like it's a ending credit song for a movie. One of the best slow songs from Jermaine that tops the other slow songs that I mentioned. And if it fits for a movie ending credit, it could fit for a beach scene or something else. But if you haven't heard this song already, I recommend you guys check it out and check out the other Jermaine Jackson songs. So that pretty much is it for this top 10 video of my top 10 favorite Jermaine Jackson songs. If you guys want to hear these songs, feel free to look them up on YouTube. And my next top 10 video, well, it's not going to be a top 10, it'll be a top 5. I'll be doing LaToya Jackson songs, considering since I have a LaToya CD, since this was based off of my Jermaine Jackson Greatest Hits CD. For me, that I got into more of Jermaine's music, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video. But for LaToya, I got into her stuff from getting a LaToya CD, which I'll explain more when I do that video. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more, and see you guys in my next video. Bye everybody.